Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, okay. So, my name is Rita Uthman. You're welcome to Spelling in Primary Education Module 4, Literacy 210. Course introduction. This presentation focuses on spelling instruction, essential to empower primary teachers in Nigeria. We explore foundational methods and encourage practical discussion. I'd like us to watch this short video on phonics spelling before we start. Oops. I don't know what's going on. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that later. Now, what are the objectives of spelling? Why do you teach spelling? Why should children know how to spell? Children learn how to sound, combine and blend words to form words. So they'll be able to form words and then spell. It improves reading fluency because they are able to sound words and blend. This then helps the child to understand the word and reading becomes clearer. So it shows that spelling makes reading easier and clearer. Another objective, when a child can spell, write, writing and spelling become easy for them. They're able to spell, express themselves better. It also builds a child's self-confidence. So we are going to be looking at what is spelling. So what is spelling? Spelling is the process whereby children can learn how to form words correctly, then blend or say, and then write down each letter in the correct sequence or in the right order. Spelling is an extremely important part of literacy. It is a skill every child must acquire if they want to be able to read well. So this is why you learn spelling. You learn to spell. Now, what are the techniques for it? Well, I'm going to be asking you questions at the end of the lesson. So please get your paper and pencil before I start. Before I go on. Now, we'll start with techniques and ways of teaching spelling. You start with phonics. You have word families and spelling patterns. You have sight words. You also have cross-sensory. Okay? Did you get that? We are going to be looking at start with phonics, word families, spelling patterns, sight words or high frequency words or tricky words, and then cross-sensory. So let's look at phonics. What is phonics? Phonics simply means sound and letter coming together. We call the sounds phonemes. We call the letters graphemes. So when you put the phoneme and the graphemes together, you're doing your phonics. This is where spelling starts. Phonics has a lot to do with breaking down words. Okay, so it is the relationship between sounds and letters. Once a child masters the skill well, then he or she will have little or no problem at all with spelling. How does this phonic work? Identifying individual sounds. Now I will say k, t. By the time I'm identifying each sound, you can get the child to then blend and spell it. K, t. Assuming that they already know their sounds. If they don't know their sounds, that means you will have to go back to the very beginning to teach them their sounds. So you have k, as I'm sounding the k, they are writing it. As I'm sounding They are writing it or taking it in. As I'm sounding t, they are listening, and they can write at. They blend it at, and then it makes sense. Now, you could also spell with digraphs. Digraphs are two-letter words that sound as one. You have T and H. You can have O and A when you have both. That is O. When you have two vowels, the first one does the talking. So O and A become O. That is a digraph. Now, when children keep seeing this digraph, they will just add the rest of the words to it. If I say boat, they already know B, and they know O, and then T. They are able to spell the word. Now, for the older children, they can identify and use syllables. That is breaking the word into segments. If I have elephant, I can say elephant. As they are saying it, they write the le, they write the L and E, fant, and then they write the remaining part. And when it comes together, they have spelled whatever it is they want to spell. Now, we know already that phonics is identifying individual sounds. We know that already. So, what activities can you do with this? There are so many. Call out a sound. Get the children to pick out magnetic letters. If they don't have magnetic letters, look around you. There are so many things you can use. If you see the picture on your screen, you see what they use. Just cardboard paper or any sort of paper you have, and normal carton. You can use cover of bottles. You can write words on Lego blocks and just have it in your class. You can do all of this with the children. It is even more exciting. Or you can get the magnetic letters. So as you call out the sound, they pick out each sound, each letter, and then by the time they blend it together, it forms a word. They've spelt it without cramming. Now, as you're sounding also, for the older children, you could get them to have colorful pens, or you can call them rainbow pens. As you're calling out the sound, they are writing it. This can be a homework activity. It can be a homework activity where they'll use different colors. It's exciting. I've seen it, I've used it, and it works. They look forward to writing their spellings. So you can get them to use these colorful pens to write. Now, you can also write out the sounds on nicely cut out cardboards like the one you see here. Attach it to a card, attach the card to a popsicle stick or straw. We have straws in the market. You can attach it to the straw or stick, whatever it is you have. Write out the word. Get the children to match the sound and the word together to get a spelling. This can be used for even children in the upper primary that are struggling with spelling. I tell you, it's an exciting activity. When they are able to do this, you know, you take it from the low level to a higher one. Once they can do the first stage, they keep building their confidence, and then they keep going and they keep going, and then before you know it, they are spelling bigger words, longer words. So that is it with phonics. I hope you are listening, because I'm going to ask you questions. Now we move to word families. What are word families? It's also called spelling patterns. These are a group of words with similar endings or patterns. Examples: A, A-Y, like I said, O-A, you can see them here. These are word families or pattern, spelling patterns. Look at them. Now, this is a chart you can have in your class. Or you could choose not to have, because sometimes when children see this, they don't bother thinking. They just go to the chart and copy. So you could have it, you could make your own on flashcards. So when children are able to connect this ending with they can make a connection between the words and the family. Then they're able to put the words together. And the children can use this from year 1 to year 6. It's just that the level becomes higher. The letters become longer, from 3-letter words to 4-letter words to 5-letter words to 6-letter words. They'll have a family, as long as the pattern is the same, the words can be as long as, up to 9 letters. Now, what activities can you do with this? Activities are on ending. Activities are on ending. Now you can get flashcards. Of course, you already have the word family you're looking at for the week. You put it up, you have your flashcards. Flashcards are easy to make. You get cardboard, write on them, and then you laminate them. If you can't laminate them, get sellotape. Sellotape it, and then you have a laminated flashcard, and it will last you forever. So you put these flashcards in a secret bag. Of course, every child must take part in all these activities we're talking about. So you put them in this bag. They will just dip their hand into it and pick out a card. They won't look into it. They won't look into the bag. They pick out a card. They look at it. If it goes with the word family they are learning, then they know they've gotten it right. If not, then they know that they've gotten it wrong. It doesn't matter whether they get it right or wrong. What matters is they already know that, okay, this word family does not match that one. And it's a way of letting them know what you were talking about. So if they say it is right, then you know they've gotten the lesson. If they say it is wrong, if they pick a wrong card and they know it is wrong, then they know they've gotten it wrong. That shows that they know what they're doing, because they're able to differentiate between them getting it right and then getting it wrong. Also, you could take them outside. I love outdoor learning. You could take them outside. Get them to do the word family ending race. How do you do this? Depending on your class, you may have 10 children in your class, then you don't need more than 2 baskets. You may have 25 children, then you know that 2 baskets won't be enough because of time. So you could have 4 baskets, 5 baskets. Like I said, you already know the word family ending you're learning. Put flashcards. The children run to the basket. The first person, they will look for the card. The first person to pick the right card runs back to you or wherever they're supposed to run back to. Okay? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
So that's an activity you can do with word families. Now let us go to sight words. Sight words are also called high frequency words. They're also called tricky words. Most high frequency words do not follow phonic rules. Words like said, are, about, like, little, laugh, all those words do not follow the phonic rules. So you could have a word wall in your class, or outside, in the school where all the children can see it. It works. It's a great resource for learning spelling. So you have a sight word in your class. And again, you have flashcards. These flashcards are the ones I made myself. There's nothing fantastic about it. These flashcards I made myself. Also, repetition through daily reading. This is different from cramming. Cramming is you put it in your head and then you forgot it. If you keep repeating, you know children learn through repetition. You keep repeating it. They see these sight words every day. They keep seeing it. They keep seeing it. Then they get used to it. They are not cramming it. They get used to it. So repetition is a long-term learning. Cramming is a short-term learning. You can just wake the child up. If it doesn't count from, like we do in times table, 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times. If you ask them, okay, so what's 2 times 6? They will start counting from 2 times 1 to 2. No. Repetition is seeing these words every day. They keep looking at it. They keep looking at it. Then they get familiar with it. That's how it will help in. That's how children learn how to read as well. If you have a reading scheme, they keep seeing a particular word. They've seen it today. You've told them this word is like. Then they know it's like. They will see it again on the next page. They will see it in another book. They will see it in another place. Then they know, oh, this is like. So you wake that child up and say, spell like for me. They will be able to spell it. That is what a word wall will do for you. The flashcards that you have also, you can show it to them every morning. What is this like? If you like that, what is this about? If you keep showing them every day, you could have that spelling drill in the morning. Keep showing it to them. Repeat the activity. Keep repeating it. Then they will be familiar with the word. They are not cramming it. They are not cramming it. So they know the word. They are not cramming. Now, activity for sight words, high frequency word, whatever it is you want to call it. Make your word wall like this. It can be in your class, like I said. It can be in the school hall. It can be outside the school. I mean, as you are going into the school compound, please, not outside the school compound. And the children keep seeing these words all the time. That is a fantastic one. Then you can give children to flashcards. Of course, you give them flashcards that are on your word wall. You won't give them something that is not here. So when you give it to them, they look at it. You call out a word, and the children check their card. The child with the correct spelling or the sight word shouts bingo. That's one of the activities you can do. Another one too that is not here is again the secret bag. The child picks a card and goes to identify it on your word wall. The beauty about word wall is you can keep adding words onto it. You can keep adding words onto it. If you find that the child or the children have difficulty in spelling, I notice a lot of children spell because wrongly. You can add it to it. Any word you find that they have difficulty spelling, you add on to it. Any word you know you use frequently and they don't know, words like underline, because in grammar, they will either tell you underline, or in so many subjects, underline, circle, all those words you know they will see frequently in other subjects. You can add it to your word wall. Word wall is not only for grammar. Anything in science, words you feel the children need to know before they get to the next class, or they will see in other subjects, you add it onto your word wall. So those are the activities you can do. Now let's go to the next one. Cross-sensory is also called multisensory. Here you use more than one sense at the same time. The children use their eyes, ears, hands, body. You could tell them to dance. Now, they listen, say, spell, write. If you notice that listen, say, spell right, you have used most of the senses. The only one you're not using is your nose because you're not smelling anything. Now, the child said it out loud. That is auditory. So it has taken care of your auditory learner, your visual learner, and your kinesthetic learner. Now, the auditory, they are hearing. They can hear you when you say it out loud. They can hear themselves when they say it out loud. Speaking is also auditory. They will spell the word that you have called out for them. Then they write it down. That is kinesthetic. You can tell them, as I pronounce A, you dance to the side. B, you jump up. C, you go to the side, depending on the activity you want to do. Now, this cross sensory is very effective for young learners and children with other learning differences. Children that have dysgraphia, dyslexic, or any other one, any other learning disability you know about. Not mental disability now, learning disability. Now, what activities do you have? You say, you spell out the words, or they spell out the word while writing. They can spell it in the air. Children love that. The younger children love that a lot. They write the word in the air. They can use Lego blocks or magnetic letters to form words. Can you see this? The pictures here, the Lego words, the magnetic letters, the Lego blocks, the magnetic letters. They can use any of these ones. So that's where those are the topics we are looking at today. Before I go on, I want to ask, does anybody have any question for me? Does anybody have any question? I have questions that we ask. Can you hear me? Hello,
Yes,
can you hear me?
you?
Okay, so do you have any questions for me? Any questions? Okay, so can I ask a question? Can I ask my questions if you don't have any question for me? So, I mean, how does spelling affect a child's reading or fluency or confidence? Did you get that? How does spelling affect a student's writing fluency or confidence? If a child can spell, how does it affect the fluency or the reading ability, the confidence of a child? Can anybody answer that? Anybody? Can anybody answer that? Where are our students?
Yes.
Can you
Someone wants
answer?
to answer. Yes.
Okay, who is the
Ebele Ejikeme. Can I
I'm
go on?
listening.
If a child can
Yes,
spell,
please.
should I go on?
Yes,
If
please,
a
go on.
child
I
can
can hear
spell,
you.
it will be easier for that child to write. Or if
Yes.
that child is listening to what you are reading, the child will easily understand what you are reading. But if that child cannot spell, the association between words and what you are reading will be difficult for that child to grasp.
Fantastic. That's it. Any other answer? But that's a very good answer. Any other answer? Any other answer? So what Ebele said, okay, yes, Ume, I'm listening. Ume is raising up her hand. You can go on with your question. Ask. Ume is putting up her hand. You can go on and ask. Ask your question. Or answer. What is it? Do you want to answer or you want to ask a question? Ume? Okay. Obi Idichinyere is showing on the screen. Are you asking a question or answering? Okay. Bolani said it will boost your confidence. Yes. Then who is this? Someone else says, okay, so James says it helps, spelling helps children understand how words are built. Yes, makes it easier for them to learn. That's very good. Okay, Eunice says automatic word recognition. When students know how words are spelled, they recognize them more quickly while reading. That's very good. Neka says students write well. Yes, and Ume says it boosts their confidence. That's very good. Thank you for all those answers. You are all very correct. You know, you go somewhere and they ask you to read and you cannot read. You won't even want to come out. And if you do come out, you're not reading well. That means you can't spell the words well. And you feel, I mean, your self-confidence is low. It will be low. Now, we've talked about spelling and reading. How about writing? It's the same thing. It makes your writing easier. You will be able to read what you've written. Some children will write and they cannot even read what they've written because the spellings are wrong. The teacher can't read what they are writing, what they've written, because the spellings are wrong. So spelling is a very integral part because it in grammar, because it will help, I mean in literacy, sorry, because it will help the child to read. When a child can read, the sky is the limit. Every exam you have, whether you are using a laptop, whether it's online, whether it's written, you need to read instructions. If you cannot read instructions, how do you want to do the exam? It is not possible. So we need to learn, the children need to learn. Now, I talked about phonics, even though we're in primary, because you have children in primary that have missed the opportunity to learn how to spell in their younger classes, maybe nursery and year one. You have to go back to phonics. Okay, so now I want to ask another question. How can phonics help in spelling? How can phonics help in spelling? How can phonics help in spelling? Yes? Any answers? Any answers? How can phonics help in spelling?
Okay. It helps.
Yes. Who wants to answer? I'm listening.
It helps to identify the individual sounds. With phonics, you can identify the individual sounds.
Great. Yeah. For some, and then what happens?
Then if a child can
identify, when you have identified the individual sound,
you can join them. You can now join them together to form a word.
Sound. Mm-hmm.
Yes, you join them together.
Very
you
good.
Now blend.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So Okoye, yes, you have another answer. Or are you the one that just answered now?
Yeah, it's same with the one she said, that it helps with the phonics. The pronunciation is easy for the child to identify what to write and how to write it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. She says it helps to blend letters for easy pronunciation. That's it. You have to identify the individual answer words, and then you'll be able to blend it, and then it forms a word. Also, that's what the children are doing by identifying the individual answer is decoding. When they decode what is written, then they encode it by spelling. They encode it by spelling. So, yeah, Bolani says it helps word recognition. Yes. Philomena says phonics helps the learner to know how to blend sound and word formation. That is the very beginning of spelling. The children must know their sounds. If they don't know their sounds, you need to go back to sound. Sound is so important. I laugh when I see some parents saying, this thing you people are doing, our own time is ABCD, but this sounds make it easier. They sound it, they identify it, they individualize it, then they bring it back together, and then it forms a word. Like I said, that way that they are sounding individual sound is called decoding. They are decoding the sound. Then when they put it back together to write a word, then they are encoding. Now we talked about word families. How do you think that will help also in spelling? How do you think word families will help in spelling? Let me go back to word families. I hope my time is not up yet. So these are the word families or spelling patterns. They usually have the same similar ending. So how does this help in spelling? How does word family help in spelling? Okay. How does it help in spelling? Any bright answers? Just say what you feel. Nobody is marking any script here. What comes to your mind when you hear that word family? I mean, word families. How do you think it will help in spelling? Yes.
Ms.
Yes, I can see
you. Okay, 1 minute more.
1 minute, okay. Wow. Okay,
1 minute.
Let me just, okay, 1 minute or 1 minute.
I got 12. The robotics.
Okay, so
1 hour.
what
I want to talk. I want to answer.
I'm listening.
It improves word recognition.
Thank you. It improves word recognition.
Spelling.
Word family over and over. It improves word recognition. That's fantastic. That recognition also is decoding. Now you using it to spell is encoding. Is that clear? So anytime you are able to decipher something like decoding, when you use it, you are encoding. Is that clear? Good. So I want to leave you with some reflection because I hear my time is up, almost up. Now, what challenges do I face in teaching spelling? Which 2 spelling techniques will I try in my classroom next week to make my spelling classes better? For me, I've used all these things I told you about and they work. So which of these 2 will you use next week? It's not easy, but you can use it and it works. Yeah. So you write it down and work with it. Don't just write it down. Write it down and work with it. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
The task, you have a task.
Okay.
I just the word family. So you get your children to form word patterns from 4-letter words to 8-letter words, depending on their ability.
Please,
ma'am. You can change, you can tweak it. You can tweak it to something you want. So they are going to use this, yes. It doesn't have to be this, but you can tweak it to something you want. I've talked about word families, but what do you think children have difficulties with? You can tweak it, exactly, depending on their ability. Now, whenever you are working with children, remember to differentiate remember to differentiate, okay? Always differentiate their work. Exactly. Always differentiate their work because children's abilities are different. So I hope you enjoyed the class. I'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.